Hey everyone, so check it out. This morning when I woke up, my Bitaxe Gamma 601 stopped working. I logged into the web GUI, as you guys can see on the screen right here, and it says power supply fault. So we're gonna go ahead and fix this hopefully today, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I bought. It's a Mean Well power supply and some cables. I'll have all the links down below if you guys are thinking about upgrading your power supplies for your Bitaxes. And nice thing is I'm gonna actually set up all three of my Bitaxes on this Mean Well power supply. So without further ado, let's dive on in. I'm going to show you guys what parts we have, and then we're going to go ahead and get this bad boy fired up and running, and we'll see if we can get it to do its job. So let's jump into it. All right, so here we are at my little table that I'm going to go ahead and walk you guys through the process of how to set up a new power supply for these Bitaxes and Nerdax that I have. And what power supply are we using? Well, we're going to be using this guy right here, which is a Mean Well power supply. It is a 115-230 switchable unit. So right there, you should be able to see that I do have it set up for 115 already. But one of the things that you can see at the end here is we don't actually have anything to plug this in with. So what does that mean for us? Well, that means that we're going to have to go ahead and get ourselves a cord just like this. This is a donor cord I've used over for a little while. I did test the resistance with this, and it does look like it's okay as far as resistance values. It is a little hard, so I'm sort of concerned that it's not going to work. I tried doing this before with another cord, very similar to this, and it was not able to power this up, or power up the Mean Well power supply. So we're going to hope that this one works, and I'll show you guys how we're going to set that up. The other thing that we're going to need is going to be the actual cords that we're going to use to go ahead and power these guys. Now, everything that I've got here, I will have in the description down below with my Amazon links. Once again, if you guys do decide to go ahead and upgrade your equipment and you use my links, it does help the channel out. It's greatly appreciated. And then we're going to go ahead and use some of these guys right here. And that's how we're going to get everything wired up. The nice thing is this does have the option to go ahead and wire up 3 of these guys. So that's what we're going to go ahead and run. And because they're all low powered, I'm not too worried about, exceeding the actual value of this, or the actual voltage supply that can produce. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pivot you guys down so you can actually see a good view of the workspace. All right, so here you can actually see the Mean Well power supply. Here you can see the cord itself. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut off this end here. That way I can go ahead and strip the insulation back on here as well, and then expose the 3 wires that we need inside. Now, I will tell you guys, please do your own research to make sure that you wire this up properly. Right here, you should be able to see there's a ground, neutral, and a live. So we're going to have to make sure that we attach all 3 of these wires in here properly. So one color is going to go here, one color is going to go here, and one color is going to go here. And because this is actual electricity that's flowing through the house, it's not going to be as simple as like a red and black wire like what we'll have here when we're setting this guy up. So I'll pull this out so you guys can see what this wire looks like. Because it's as simple as just a power and ground, this one will have a red and a black. All right, so let's go ahead and cut that off. And let me grab a razor blade. All right, so there we go. We have 3 different wire colors. Looks like a yellow, a blue, and a brown. So I will tell you the last wire that I used was actually 3 different colors. So like I said, please do your due diligence and also verify online to make sure you know which wire goes where. All right, so looking at these 3 wire colors, it's different than what I saw with my previous cord I tried using. So it looks like the brown wire is going to be the hot, so that's going to go to the L. The blue wire here, that's our one that's going to go to the N, and then our yellow wire down here is going to go to our ground. So let's go ahead and get these wires stripped and get them crimped with the terminal we're going to use. All right, so there we go. You can see I've got all 3 of my wires stripped bare. So now it's basically going to go like this. Those 3 wires are going to make contact there. So let me go ahead and get the proper terminals here, or eyelets that we're going to use. For this kit, I'm going to be using, I think, the blue ones. They're a little snug going in, but they're going to work. So let's go ahead and crimp these. So once again, the brown is going to be our power. So we're going to go ahead and crimp this one first. And you want to make sure that you have a good crimp. There are a couple of different sets of these that you could buy. But basically right here at the very top, you can see there's 3 colors on it. Blue, red, and yellow. That means that's what we're going to be using for these this style crimp here. Just because it's going to go ahead and sandwich it. All right, so there you go. Nice, good, snug fit. All right, there's 2 wires done, 1 to go. And this third wire is actually yellow with a green tracer. So. All right, so all 3 of my wires are connected. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and actually have to remove all these fasteners all the way out, so that way we can go ahead and get this done up properly. So if you guys remember correctly, I just said the brown wire is gonna be our live, so that's gonna go here to this first one, to the L. And then the blue is gonna go to our neutral. And then the yellow with the green tracer is gonna go to our ground. All right, so now, you guys give me a second. I'm gonna see if this thing actually powers up. All right, so right there, you should see a little green light, which means it did power up, which is really good. So that means we are on our way to fixing this. And this is actually really exciting because it's been a while since this little guy's been up and running. So for these red and black wires, I'm gonna use these smaller red ones here, just because they're gonna fit a little bit easier. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just power up one section for right now. And if it works, then I'm gonna go ahead and get the other 3 wired up as well. But let's go ahead and see what happens here in a second. All right, guys, so if you guys take a look right here, you can see I've got my power cord wired in. I've got my little cord here wired in that we're gonna plug into the side of my Bitaxe. And give me a second. Hey guys, I just wanted to go ahead and interject really quick. If you guys are interested in getting one of these Bitaxes, a Mean Well power supply, or if you're thinking about trying to upgrade or make your mining farm a little bit bigger, go ahead and use the referral links and discount codes down in the description below. They do help the channel out. They will save you a little bit of money as well. With that being said, let's dive back on into the video. I'll see you guys in a second. All right, everyone, so I put my Bitaxe here, got the power supply here. Here we got our plug itself, so let's go and plug it in and see what happens. Right away, we can see it's lit up. And then right here, we can actually see that she's up and running. So now I'm gonna let it run for a couple minutes, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you what it looks like on my computer. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, so we're back with bad news. Unfortunately, even though it is powered on, I can show you guys it's powered on. You guys should have seen it when I had it over there by my window. But it still says power fault detected. I'll show you guys on my screen really quick. So I guess what that means is it's not the actual power supply. It might actually be on the board itself, which is something I'm going to have to see if I can figure out how to diagnose. But with that being said, I did switch over my other Bitaxe, the original one that I have, over to it. So I'm trying to see if I can connect to it to see if it actually works. If it doesn't work, then I guess this was a failed attempt. All right, so it does work on my original Bitaxe, and you can actually see right here, I did adjust the voltage up a little bit with the Mean Well power supply, so I can tell you for sure it's actually working, the power supply is, which means that I actually have something going on inside of that board right there, which means that I have to try to figure out if it popped a popped a line or something like that on the inside. I gotta check. I'm not really good with checking circuit boards, so I gotta interject a second time, guys. Why? Because I did figure out what was wrong with my Bitaxe. There was actually two things wrong with it. So I took care of both of those off camera. So I want to go ahead and show you guys first that it is up and running. So as you guys can see right there, it is up and running. So you guys give me one more second. I'll actually show you the screen itself so you can see what it looks like on there. All right, there you guys go. You can see that it's actually able to run. So that's amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to you in a second. All right, so I want to go ahead and tell you guys what I had to do to actually fix it. And this is actually thanks to me doing some research and asking AI, believe it or not, I was actually using Grok, and it helped me diagnose the fault. It actually sent me to the Bitaxe software updater, where I had to force the new update in, which I already did, but what it did is it did a complete fresh install and it wiped all the old information. So what ended up happening was the voltage regulator ended up getting stuck. So after I did the actual full install and reset, it actually started working properly. It did pull up, I was able to see everything, but then I ran into a second issue, and the second issue was the upgrade that I did for the cooler. I needed to go and take that apart and actually re-paste it one more time because the paste had dried out over the last couple months that I was using it. So once I did that, got it fired back up. It eventually got rid of the actual warning that was saying over temperature, and now she's up and running. So let's go ahead and finish out the video. But with that being said, if this video has helped you out in any way, hopefully it has. Hopefully it has allowed you to guys understand how to do set up a Mean Well power supply. Please give me a like, comment, share this out with anyone who you feel might actually benefit from a video like this. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, have a great rest of your day, and keep on mining, guys.